it's safe for you to be here?
I've also got a gun. In 1970s Japan.
No one can tell that it's me up here. And there's nothing to do until the new dress arrives. Still, I wonder if my
That looks like Roy disappeared.
Do you have any idea who it might be?
Yes, a few ideas, in fact. I used to think that looking young was a godsend, but it's not all roses.
Every rose has its thorn.
But then I still have to live up to everyone's expectations. You know, I realized something.
What is it?
Even if I try to live beautifully, the jealousy...
I also learned that fruit tastes friggin' awful.
I can win against time.
Oh.
To satisfy everyone, maybe it's best for me to leave this stage while my beauty is intact. Then, I'd remain in everyone's memories.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
My harasser's been telling me the same thing.
Saya, I owe so much to you and your songs.
You're exaggerating.
It's true. You saved me. I may never get to sing them myself, but your songs saved me.
That's kind of you. Now, we definitely can't let them win, can we?
That's why I also have a gun.
No matter what.
We already established she had a gun.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We present the timeless, the ravishing, the eternal diva, Saya.
But first...
But before that, we prepared a special program just for tonight. Give a round of applause to this young and talented singer, the future of the Scarlet Camellia, Kanako.
The Inquisition, what a show. The Inquisition.
Let's see, my thought was going to, why don't you do right?
Is this really a good idea?
We signed off on this.
Saya.
It's not unusual.
Something wrong with the mic?
Interesting.
Why would the mic be operating weirdly? Surprised I didn't get a pop-up for that. Why is she bleeding?
Poison needle on the microphone. Someone deliberately sabotaged the microphone so they'd grab the other one.
Yeah.
Kanako, what's the matter? Please don't be alarmed.
What's going on? Here, help me.
She just suffered a dizzy spell. Thank you for your...
No, that's not a dizzy spell.
No.
There's nothing wrong here.
I'm Batman.
Thank you for your...
Eternal Batman.
The show was canceled, and customers not involved in the case were asked to leave.
How can you tell they're not involved?
I found poison needles at the base of the mic. Small needles covered with poison were taped to it. So anyone who gripped it would get pierced. A small but lethal weapon barely visible to the eye. This mic, is this the one you always use?
Oh, this is the detective I called in. A detective? Really? Looks more like a dancer to me.
Appearances aside, Josui here has solved many tricky cases.
Good one back in
He has to find out
1920s.
who it is that's been harassing Saya.
That's enough.
An amazing detective like you should have no problem finding the killer, right?
That's the plan. The only thing we can do for the dead is to uncover the truth after all.
The truth lies in the flame.
Back to my question. Is this the mic you always use?
No, this is the spare mic. We hardly use it at all. But we do sometimes have two singers on stage. We keep it in the stage wing, connected to the mixer.
Kaneko changed mics earlier, I recall. That's the one she swapped to.
That's the main microphone.
It's the same as the spare mic I see.
It's not working.
Are you sure?
I just checked it. They're surprisingly fragile. Sometimes all it takes is a bit of water and poof, the mic's dead.
When did it stop working?
It was just fine during the rehearsal.
Oh, yeah. Saya's voice came through fine during rehearsal.
I see. Then it's possible the killer tampered with the mic sometime between the end of rehearsal and the start of the show. The killer then attached poison needles to the spare mic. Then they broke the main mic so that the victim would have to use the poisoned mic. Why would the killer do all of that? Why would the killer want to go through the trouble of killing her while she was performing on stage?
To be fair, they probably expected it to be Saya.
Neither of these things are things we should be blaming ourselves for.
Yeah, like, we didn't expect this happening.
Saya's harasser sooner.
But yeah, it's clear this was meant for Saya, and
Actually,
poor Kaneko got wrapped up in it.
it was really supposed to be me on that stage. She might have been killed by accident.
Except her dress got destroyed.
True.
What was your relationship?
And I'm still questioning of, like, how
I
Kaneko
was
knew
like
about
a
that.
mentor to her. She joined 6 months ago with dreams of becoming a singer. I've looked after her.
So, like, if the person who destroyed the dress is the same person who poisoned the mic, they would know that she's not going to be on stage.
Hurry up and find the murderer.
Josie, I want to find the killer too.
You're a suspect, ma'am.
You?
At this club, everyone knows who I am, so it'd be easier to get the information.
I certainly hope that's true.
And that's how I came to help this detective.
I do have a hat like
investigate
that.
the murder.
I'm tempted to grab it. It won't fit over the headphones, though.
Well, these headphones are smaller, so
Yeah,
maybe.
Saya and I checked all of it before rehearsal. The boss really let me have it after the
Plus,
last
considering we
show.
got our haircuts today.
Oh, that's right. The mic stopped working that day, too. The sound came back right away, though.
The cable's a little loose, so it comes out easily. That's why we made sure during the sound check that it was properly connected to the mixer. And I told everyone not to touch the cables.
No staff were allowed in during today's rehearsal, right? Why this sudden change?
Well, the boss told us to be extra careful so that nothing happens to Saya.
I would absolutely be suspecting the rest of the staff.
Yeah, because they would know what everything's going.
Does the boss suspect me and the rest of the staff?
Were you and Saya the only people in the club during rehearsal?
Yes, but... Just what are you getting at?
If we assume the mic stopped working in the time after rehearsal and before the show, then Saya Could have broken it, yes.
What? Josie?
No, she couldn't have. I was there for both the sound check and the rehearsal. I would have seen her doing it.
Is that so? Very well.
Let's see. So Ryoe went up on stage, and then Rina, you dragged him off.
I knew it. You're the killer, aren't you? I caught this thief sneaking around.
I'm not a thief, I'm a drunk.
It's pretty harsh. Besides, I haven't stolen a thing.
Well then, what were you trying to do?
I was just looking for the restroom, and I got lost.
I don't believe you.
It's my first time here, after all. Somehow, I ended up at the side of the stage.
You went back up there?
Were you in the stage wing the whole time, up until the murder?
That's right.
Even though you wanted to go to the restroom?
I didn't want to miss the show.
It's obvious that the restroom isn't by the stage. Why didn't you just ask the staff?
It's my first time here, so of course I didn't know.
Even after I caught you the first time, you went skulking around again. He's up to something, I know it.
It's all right, Rina. You don't need to hide it. The truth is...
You just really wanted to see Saya.
You wanted to see Saya up close.
You wanted to see Saya up close, didn't you?
Look, she's super hot, and I'm like
Why were
20.
you on stage trying
and
to
drunk.
get so close to Saya? You don't look like one of her fans.
I already told you. I came to check something. It's not Saya I'm after. It's eternal youth. The real thing.
What do you mean?
I told you earlier. My family has a long history with that subject.
Excuse me for prying. But what's your last name?
Shijima. The name's Ryohei Shijima.
Fascinating.
What? You want to know if I was on the stage today?
Yes, just to be sure.
I opened the club after rehearsal ended, then attended a guest for a while. We went to the dressing room. Then I picked up Saya's dress from the tailor's. When I got back, it was already too late.
If you were trying to get
Guess you didn't
her
have time
not
to
to
go on
retire,
stage.
Of course not. Running a nightclub isn't easy, you know. I guess this dress was a waste of time and money.
What a beautiful dress. This is the one you rejected, right? What was wrong with it?
It's not bad, but it looks like something you get buried in, doesn't it?
yeah, white tends to be a death color in,
Japan.
well, the East in general. I know that's especially the case in China.
Which is funny given that brides here wear white.
Something you get buried in. I guess I can see that.
The other dress got torn to shreds, so I rushed to get this one.
When did that happen?
I don't know. It arrived this morning. I took my eyes off it, and suddenly it's in pieces. It's my fault, really. I was afraid someone would tamper with it, so I didn't tell anyone that it was Saya's dress. I should
Interesting.
just asked someone to keep a close eye on it for me.
Did we get anything useful?
I don't know if it's really useful, but we've done everything that we can.
It looks like the police won't be here for a while. Let's try and solve this ourselves.
Right.
Time to go into our heads. At least I assume it's our heads.
Somebody's heads.
Yeah. I feel if it was my head, there'd be more dragons.